And welcome back. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you are watching Open. We appreciate you, thank you, and love you too. Our last guests are a cancer survivor and a colon cancer specialist. They join us to speak about the process of cancer treatment and to emphasize the importance of men and women getting screened for colorectal cancer. Please welcome to the show Michele Battista and Dr. Alvin Oommen. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us, Dr. Bob.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Yes. Michele, you have a wonderful story. It goes back where you've gotten in trouble with the celiac disease. You want to start out with that? Just tell us your story briefly.
Sure. Back in 1987, I was not feeling well and just kept getting worse, which landed me in the hospital for 10 days. Then my doctor, Powell, from Red Bank Gastroenterology, had done every vial test known to a gastroenterologist to figure out what was going on. Food was going through whole in a half a day. I was losing 4 pounds a day because nothing was being absorbed in my body. Basically, the endoscopy diagnosed me with celiac disease, which is an immune deficiency, and all the little villi in my small intestine.
Yeah.
So that was my first health scare.
And that was the first time, but he saved your life twice, you mentioned.
Yes, because I went for my colonoscopy at 50 back on Valentine's Day, 2012. No symptoms. Woke up to, you have cancer. So I wasn't expecting that. I didn't have any blood in my stool. I didn't have any weight loss. I didn't have any change in my bowels. But my doctor had emphasized the need to see a surgeon ASAP.
Yeah.
And landed over at UPenn in Philly with Dr. Najia Mahmood, who performed the surgery on March 1st. And I never really knew what Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month was until being diagnosed with colon cancer.
How did
Back then,
go ahead.
1 in 20 being diagnosed with colon cancer. Those odds aren't scary yet.
Yeah. How did you feel upon finding out that you had colon cancer?
Scared to heck. You do a lot of research online and figure out where you're going to go. I had 2 appointments, but once I met with the doctor at UPenn, I canceled the second and was just in love with the UPenn mentality. Mm-hmm. The doctors are very reachable. The staff is wonderful. Results for scans are back in the day.
Yeah.
And so it takes away a lot of the anxiety that you go through.
Yeah.
So.
Dr. Alvin Oommen, you're a colon cancer specialist. Usually people don't have too many symptoms. How do you talk about that? What should people do? Get screened more often?
Yeah, so the age that's recommended to be screened at this point is the age of 45. This depends on a certain amount of risk factors. If you have a family history of colon cancer, you should be screened earlier. Now, once you start getting screened at the age of 45, if you have like environmental factors that make you more predisposed to colon cancer, like obesity, you have a smoking history, or you use alcohol, all of these things can kind of increase your chance of having colon cancer and kind of inclines you to be screened even earlier.
Yeah. And with the types of foods that they have out there, does that contribute to colon cancer? The processed foods.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a bunch of studies coming out on this, especially here in the United States, where there's such high rates of obesity and these processed foods. What effect this is having on colon cancer rates? And it's very likely related.
Yeah. What if a person has a history of colon cancer in their family? Should they get checked more often?
Absolutely. So there's certain genetic factors that can cause you to be more likely to have colon cancer if you have a first degree relative. Also, there's certain congenital conditions like FAP, in which case, even as a child, you'd be getting screened. If you have a like a family member, direct family member with colon cancer, you definitely should be talking to your physician about possibly even screening earlier than the age of 45. That said, we've been seeing a lot of people with like younger and younger, age 40s now getting colon cancer, which even kind of emphasizes so why this decrease the screening age from 50 to 45 is so important.
Michele, what are you doing now to prevent colon cancer from reoccurring?
So I yearly do blood work for checking the colon cancer marker. And even when I was diagnosed, it was never an indicator that I had colon cancer. But that's one thing I do yearly. Every 3 years, I have my colonoscopy, which I just had back in February. And in fact, I had it filmed by Envision Healthcare, which is a parent company of my gastroenterologist's office, to help raise awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And eat healthy, walk daily. I also do awareness events. And this Saturday is the Walk to End Colon Cancer at the Jersey Shore. And I was the 11th year I'll be doing the walk. So, and I always join RB Gastro team. So the photos were just shown.
And that event is coming up soon?
This Saturday, October 7th? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So when is the next one? Okay, we came across that one.
So it's a yearly event. They just previously had a walk in Philadelphia. There is not one in New York. I believe it's Walk Get Your Rear in Gear is in New York. I'm not sure on that date. But there are events around.
Well, we want to thank everybody for their participation on the one on October 7th. Dr. Oommen, what can you tell us about polyps?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way that the colon cancer first presents itself is like this proliferation of cells kind of in the inner lining of the colon. And we call these polyps, they're precancerous lesions. There's a few different kinds. The adenomas are the precancerous type. And this is what we look for when you screen with the colonoscopy. When you see them, you can go in and you can remove them and prevent them from turning into cancer in the future. So the earlier you do this, if you start doing it at the age of 45, and I'm sure Michele can attest to this also, maybe that colonoscopy had been done a bit earlier, maybe they would have caught this cancer at the polyp stage and had removed it earlier. That would have been much more beneficial and probably saved her a lot of trouble.
At the polyp stage, because they say when the polyp develops, the cancer starts on the top, so you still have room to cut that off and get rid of it before it can infect the colon. Is that
right? Before it hits the walls and spreads to the rest of the body. Exactly.
Yeah. What do you recommend people do to stay safe and for prevention?
Yeah, I mean, what we're here for and what we keep advocating for is to, once you reach the age of 45, definitely start screening with colonoscopy. We know that the rate of colon cancer has been decreasing since the 90s, and that is because of screening. Because once you catch these polyps, you can remove them and prevent them from turning into cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're here to push for: raise awareness, raise education for colon cancer screening. Go get your colonoscopies.
Well, thank you guys so much. Doc, before you guys go, is there a website that we can go to get more information?
The Colorectal Cancer Alliance has a lot of great information on this. We can link it and we'll send you guys that information so you can access it as well. Okay.
Michele, you have one that we can go to?
No, my fundraising for the event is the impact.dcalliance.org /mybatista11.
And people can still contribute to that, right?
Yes, that'll stay open through the end of the year.
Okay. Say it again.
Impact.dcalliance.org /mybatista11.
Thank you guys so much. Michele Battista, colorectal cancer survivor, and Dr. Alvin Oommen, colon cancer specialist. We appreciate you guys, and you're always welcome to come back.
Thank you, Dr. Bob.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. We want to thank our guests for joining us and our viewers for tuning in and checking it all out. Keep following us on BronxNet TV for continued coverage. And thank you so much for letting us share in this space and time with you. It's been special. We'll have Keeping Arlene, Darren Jaime, and Rena Valentine for the next episodes of Open. Yeah. So listen, we'll catch you another day, another way. Keep it tuned to 107.5 WBLS, and we'll see you there. All right. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. I'll catch you another day, another way. I love you all. Peace.